Yo, how's it going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now, a social media exchange between UFC featherweight contender Ilia Topuria and newly crowned bantamweight champion Sean O'Malley have garnered attention. The exchange began when O'Malley suggested he might consider fighting Ilia Topuria if Ilia Topuria can defeat featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski. This interaction stemmed from O'Malley's post about Max Holloway and the Korean Zombie, where he advised their retirement. In a response, Topuria acknowledged O'Malley's potential future matchup proposal and challenged Volkanovski for a fight. O'Malley countered, stating that he had achieved his championship status and now was Topuria's turn to do the same in his division. Topuria expressed that he didn't find O'Malley too challenging and believed the interest in a fight was due to limited, exciting options. O'Malley then presented a condition for the fight. Topuria needed to defeat Volkanovski first. Notably, Ilia Topuria is undefeated with a 14-0 record and has secured victories against notable UFC opponents. Talks have surfaced about Topuria being a potential contender for the featherweight title against Volkanovski, though no official announcement has yet been made. Now, honestly, this would be a very entertaining fight from my standpoint, mainly because Sean O'Malley is a natural counter striker, and Ilia Topuria is a very successful pressure fighter. A lot of people are actually aware of the fact that Ilia Topuria's striking style resembles a lot of Canelo Alvarez's style. He's even giving him credit on how his style has developed, and he gets a lot of inspiration from Canelo himself. Pressure and forward movement from Topuria's fighting style revolves around pressure and forward movement. He could potentially disrupt O'Malley's rhythm by closing the distance quickly and not allowing O'Malley to comfortably employ his striking game. Easier said than done, right? Because O'Malley has gotten all the way up to earning a championship, off of just being a counter striker alone. Now, the one thing that I think would be a huge factor if Ilia Topuria fights Sean O'Malley is the takedowns and the ground control that we know that Ilia Topuria can do. He has a strong, super strong wrestling background coming out of Georgia and could look to take the fight to the ground. If he can secure takedowns and establish control on the ground, he could neutralize O'Malley's striking abilities and score points through the ground and pound or submission attempts, and probably do some of the things that Aljamain Sterling, couldn't do against Sean O'Malley. One of the big things that I saw from Ilia Topuria on his last fight, when he fought Josh Emmett, is Ilia Topuria likes to throw a lot of leg kicks. And what's Sean O'Malley's biggest weakness that we've seen him continuously struggle with is checking freaking leg kicks. O'Malley has shown vulnerability in terms of his defensive capabilities, particularly, like I said, mentioning leg kicks and defending against grappling. Two of the things that Topuria is really good at. Topuria can target these weaknesses to disrupt O'Malley's game plan. And I think that it would be pretty hard for O'Malley to kind of just depend on his counterpunching to just beat a guy like Ilia Topuria. This is just a very basic breakdown off of what I'm seeing from each fighter. Ilia Topuria, he's just breaking through, right? He's just breaking through his division, and I'm really excited to see where and how he develops as a fighter. But if Sean O'Malley and Ilia Topuria one day really sign those contracts and the fight does get announced, I think that it would be a crazy fight to break down, mainly because of just the opposites of how these two fighters approach an MMA fight. It's important to note that O'Malley is skilled and he is an adaptable fighter. You've seen him do this multiple times in his career, and honestly, any matchup in the octagon is subject to various factors. Topuria's success would depend on his ability to execute his strategy effectively, while adapting to O'Malley's unpredictable style, his length, and his experience now that he's already a champion. As far as if Ilia Topuria could beat Alexander Volkanovski, that's a different topic for a different day. But just to give you guys my quick thoughts around it, Volkanovski is a fighter who has proved time and time again that he's most likely going to go down as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of our generation. And I think now Ilia Topuria is just breaking through to where, he could have great potential, but we have not seen him, hit numbers similar to Volkanovski. Uh, so in my opinion, I feel like Volkanovski probably beats Ilia Topuria. But we'll talk more about that whenever that fight does get announced. We'll do a solid breakdown, and I will definitely tell you guys how I think Alexander Volkanovski absolutely proves to the world yet again that he is a great martial artist with great fundamentals and just a spectacle when it comes to the MMA ring. I'm very curious to know your guys' thoughts around this entire situation between Sean O'Malley and Ilia Topuria, and whether or not you guys are going to be rooting for Sean O'Malley, or whether or not you guys are going to be rooting for Ilia Topuria whenever that fight does get announced, if it ever gets announced. Let me know down in the comment section below. Consider subscribing. Leave a like on the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.